You have a special unexpected treat this afternoon, and there's a process that we go through here at Allen Entrepreneurial Institute on the first speaking engagement. It's kind of a conversation that I have with you and you have with me, and we trade off things. The first thing I do is I'd like to hear more about you and what your major is, what year you are, what are your short-term goals, long-term goals, something like that, and anything interesting you want to tell me. Because many times what I found is that when you do that, some of your fellow students don't know some of the interesting things about you. And the other thing I'd also like to know, if you can think of it, I'd like to know what part of the country you're from. You know, if you're from Florida, that's fine. If you're from New York, that's fine too, and what have you. But for the younger students that come here, we have a different name. We call it Camp Exposure, but actually it's Camp Exposure for everybody, no matter what age you are, because we have the philosophy here that exposure expands expectation. And if there's one thing that I want you students to leave here, I want you to leave here with an expanded idea of who you are and what you're going to do in your life. I always, when I was growing up as a kid, there was a saying in my little country town that people used to say, you know, shoot for the moon. You don't hit the moon, you land among the stars. So the idea is that you're planning your life is like shooting a gun. You know, if you only aim at this level, you know, bullets don't accidentally travel up like success. They're only going to go down from that. So if you want to end up at this level, you got to shoot here. But if you want to end up at this level, you got to shoot here so that you get there. So that's the idea. So again, behind exposure, expanding expectation. And I'm taking this opportunity before introducing this person to say, how long have I known her? Oh, about
10 minutes.
1 minute?
1 minute. What a great 1 minute.
Wonderful. One of the things, we have so many interesting people to drop in here at our institute. Now, she really didn't come for the institute. We're just opening, which you'll get a chance to see, I think, on Saturday morning, a new conference center that we have developed across the street there, which the word is getting out in Atlanta because we've been a real closely held secret here. This hotel/dormitory is not open to the general public, only invited guests. It's one of those types of things. There are so many things that I'd like to see you students be exposed to. I was talking to my staff the other day, and we were talking about menus, and I was saying, you know those type of cheeses that they have in the clubs where you go to at the airplane? They said, no, we don't know. We don't go to those private clubs. Did you all know that when you're flying on the plane that, you know, they have waiting rooms that are not open to the general public? Were you aware of that? That you have to have a VIP card to go in, and they give you free food and free drinks. Did you know that? You been in those? How many people been in those? Oh, okay. Well, we have a couple people. But let me just say this. They also have some interesting things, and I've learned so many interesting things even after being in business for more than 40 years about private banking. Anyone understands private banking? Well, excellent. We got one person to understand. That means that the other 30-something of you, that's something for you to be exposed to, private banking. You want to tell them real quickly what your understanding of private banking is?
From my understanding of private banking is...
Well, are you a client?
No, I'm not a client yet. But
that's the way I want to hear it. She's not a client yet, but go ahead.
I did an internship with Bank of America, and private banking is people who have personal wealth over $2 billion or more, if I'm not mistaken, depending on the bank.
Depending
So
on the
it's your
bank.
personal wealth.
Yeah, some banks, in order to be a private, the typical private banking client has to be worth more than 10 million before you can get into that section of the bank. If you don't have that net worth, you go with the regular phone.
Right.
Exposure expands expectation. A number of years ago, I didn't know that it existed, but it does exist. That's all I'm going to say. It does exist. Now, how many people in this room have heard of H&R Block? Well, good. Were you meeting an entrepreneur that bought 5 H&R Blocks in Rockville County here in Boone, California? I'm telling you as much as I know, found out in the 5 minutes. No, the 1 minute that we met. And and she's consolidated some of it, but she's a very interesting person, and her name is this Diane Adoma. I don't know where that background or that name came from.
Long story.
Say a few words to them, and then we're going to get our conversation going.
Absolutely. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I just want to say congratulations to each of you. I am so proud of you for continuing your education on a higher level. I can't begin to tell you what a great step that is and how that's going to impact you the rest of your lives. And I just want to say, I had no idea this building was here. I walked in and I expected to sit down in a little office with Mr. Allen and whomever else. And I walked in and I saw a dream unfolding before me. Because whatever it is, whatever the plans are for you all and for this facility, it's going to take you to a higher level. And your education is a stepping stone to you having, do you know what it is? What do you think education does for you? Anybody?
Empowers you.
Empowers you. What else does it do?
Prepares you.
Prepares you. And what else?
Gives you opportunities.
Opportunities. What else?
Discipline. Gives you discipline.
Discipline. You do have to be disciplined. All of you are sitting here today. That's discipline. What else? A few more things. What else?
Motivation.
Motivation. Young lady in the back.
It can liberate you from ignorance.
Liberate. Oh, I love that one.
I love that.
All of it is good. Everyone, what you said is excellent.
Everything.
But if it does anything, it liberates you to a great degree.
Liberate you. And you know what? I've had people come to me, and sometimes they say, well, you know, Miss Adoma, I have an education, but you know, you got a lot of people with education in the unemployment line. Then they say, well, yeah, I have an education, but you know, I have a lot of people not making a lot of money. But I'm going to tell you what education will always, always do for you. Education will always give you options, liberation, options. Because without your degree, ladies and gentlemen, without your degree, some of you will never have the opportunity to even compete for some jobs. Some of you will never have the opportunity to become an entrepreneur. And everyone, Bill Gates, those people are few and in between. They're great people, but very few people have that opportunity that he had. And if you know his background, it wasn't like he just came out of the woodwork and became who he was.
Now, I feel like joining in on your sermon.
Come on.
Let me talk about we go back. This is a free fall.